Immerse yourself in the outdoor experience. It will cleanse your soul and make you a better person. Fred Bear made this statement about hunting, which is a huge hobby of mine. Hello everyone, my name is Dylan Chesbro and I'm here to share my 3 favorite hobbies with you. Hunting is a great escape for me and leaves me in the wilderness with a great experience every time I go out. Besides hunting, some of my other hobbies include fishing and sports, both playing and watching them. Imagine sitting in the middle of a swamp or the edge of a river at the crack of dawn. The sun is beginning to rise, the air is still, and you begin to see the ducks start to fly by. Nothing is more beautiful and relaxing than this. Our day starts real early, on average about 4 a.m., sometimes earlier, sometimes later. Once we get something to eat, we head off with a tightly packed truck we loaded up the night before. After a 45-minute to an hour truck ride, we finally arrive to our spot. Now it is time to quickly unload the truck into the rowboat and set off to find a spot on the shoreline of the river. This part can be tricky as there's a lot of factors that go into deciding where to go. Which way is the wind blowing for the ducks to come into the decoys? Is there a lot of ice in certain spots? Which way is the tide going? Where is there a lot of cover for us to hide? Once we quickly evaluate good looking spots, we make our decision and set up the decoys. Now we sit and wait. The sun begins to rise and you can see your breath in the crisp cold air. The sky becomes a bright orange color and you can start to see the silhouettes of ducks as they fly high in the sky. There is nothing like it and no words to describe the beauty and the feeling that hunting brings. Hunting is not all about killing, it is a lifestyle that I have come to love. Fishing, like hunting, is a beautiful outdoor hobby that I love. Spending your day out on a boat surrounded by water and wilderness is extremely relaxing and peaceful. There isn't a worry in the world as you continuously cast your pole, waiting for this sometimes elusive fish to bite. Once you get that first bite, a sense of joy runs through you as you fight and reel the fish in. Cast your pole out and do it all over again. If you're out with friends, it's a great time to relax and have a good time with them. If you're by yourself, it's the perfect time to clear your head from everything and get away from the crazy world around you. Spending time in nature is always something I love to do, whether I'm out in the woods or out on a lake. Aside from hunting and fishing, another hobby that I love to do is watching and playing sports. While I am not in any sports leagues, I love to play sports with my friends. From softball to basketball to football to hockey, it is always a great time. We all strive to win and give each sport our all, and every game we play is always a great game. I have to say, football is my favorite sport to play. I have always loved football and it is a very competitive and high action sport. Next would have to be hockey, even though I'm not very good at skating. It is still a great sport to play and practice. Aside from playing these sports with my friends, I also enjoy watching them as well. I love to watch football, hockey, NASCAR, and baseball. I'm a very devoted and passionate sports fan, so every opportunity I get to watch a game, I take. The passion you get for a game is not something you were born with. It is something you gain as you watch the sport you love for years, and it is an amazing and frustrating feeling. When your team is doing very well or wins the championship, you feel as if you're on top of the world. Yet, when your team is doing terrible, you want to destroy everything in sight. That's what passion will do to you, and it is an amazing thing. After sharing some of my hobbies with you, I encourage you all to try at least one. Hunting may be hard for some to get into, but fishing and watching sports are much easier. You will have a peaceful and relaxing time while fishing, and you get to enjoy the great outdoors. And if you aren't into sports now, there are plenty of sports to quickly fall in love with and become passionate about. Thank you all for listening and have a good afternoon. Some props I have for you guys today is another pallet here. This is one that I love to use for fishing. I'm sure some of you know what that's like. Second prop I have are some shotgun bullets. These are the ones that we use to shoot at ducks and sometimes kill them. And then a third prop I have is a football, since that is my favorite sport to play. And I'll show you how to throw a football. If you just put your hands like that on the laces, just like that, and you step back and you can give it a toss. And that's all.